stop shouting at me, and it's so much drama, and I'm very overwhelmed right now. Hi, my name is Lacey, and welcome to my recap of episodes 44 and 45 of Love Island UK Summer 2023. If you like my content and other dating shows, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So thank you so much for your support. I do Temptation Island, The Big D. I'm gonna get to Love Island US. I'm just really behind. And Temptation Island. And I'm sure that I'm missing some too. When last we left, Catherine and Elam got booted very unceremoniously, and so now we have the bottom three. And the bottom three after they leave. So we have Katie and Uzi, Sam and Jess, and Leah and Montel. And the couple with the least amount of votes, or I guess it's the lowest amount of votes. The couple with the least amount of votes is Leah and Montel. And they are out of here and way past their prime, I might say. Katie is shocked because she says Scott and Amber aren't even a couple. But it's like, yeah, well, we got kind of tired of the way y'all were treating Scott, so we kind of voted for him because we like him. That's my guess anyway. Amber's irrelevant. Sam and Jess are talking, and they're shocked that they were in the bottom, and Jess says, well, maybe it's Sam, because every time I'm in the bottom, he's in the bottom. You're right, Jess. It is him. Get away from him and save yourself. Ella tells Jess that it's because Sam keeps talking to other girls, so just focus on you and move forward in this new relationship, new exclusive, closed-off relationship, whatever that means. They get news that there will be 2 new bombshells, and Ella, a new Ella 2, is going to be going on a date with Mitch, and new bombshell Josh will be going on a date with Jess. And Abby's butthurt that Mitch is going to be even going on a date with anybody because she's like, no, he's not allowed to go on a date. But yet she was allowed to talk to Scott while in a couple, like a pretty decent couple. Like they were smooching and stuff like that. So it was like a pretty far along couple with Mitch. But she's still allowed to talk to Scott and he's not allowed to do the same. Hypocrite, Abby, shut up. And Whitney calls her out on it and says, he's doing the same thing you were doing with Scott, so you're not allowed to, you don't have any leg to stand on, so zip it. We find out that new bombshell Josh is 26 from Essex. He's a financial advisor, and he is talking to Jess about kids and money and future family, and he says that Sam kind of made a lot of mistakes, and it's been a rocky road for them thus far, and he says maybe you should look elsewhere. On Mitch's date with Ella 2, we learn that she's a pro dancer. She used to know Ty relatively recently. She's a motivated gym rat. Mitch says that he's happy with Abby, but he's had good turn. Is that good turn? It's because, is that good turn? Abby, meanwhile, is freaking out at the villa that Mitch is on a date with Ella. Abby asks Sam, like, hey, Sam, what do you think about Mitch? And he's like, I don't know, Abby. I don't know. He's going to do what he's going to do. So stop, chill out. Ella 2 and Josh come back to the villa and meet everybody. Mitch and Jess come back from the date and go to their respective groups, the guys and the girls. Josh was disappointed to hear that Jess is closed off because she wants Sam. Ella is happy that Mitch is open. She thinks she's going to turn his head. And she knew Ty and they had kissed relatively recently outside in the real world before the show. Mitch tells Abby he's open to getting to know Ella, but Abby is still number one. But Abby is still freaking out. And he's like, yeah, but you talked to Scott. And she's like, oh, but it's different. It's not, honey. It's not different. Okay? It's not. Ella 2 talks to Ty because they knew each other. And he's like, yeah, we kissed. Shame that's going to be our last kiss. And in whatever way he says it, she takes it a certain way. It's kind of flirty, whatever. And he says that he's in a good place with Ella 1, so that's it. Amber and Josh chat, but whatever. Sam and Jess catch up. He's jealous. She's a little happy that he's jealous. And she says that she's only a little bit open to getting to know Josh. And that just pisses off Sam because they were exclusive and they were close, but she's a little open. So I don't know what this means. Ty and Ella 1 talk, and he comes clean about kissing Ella 2 a while ago. And then he said that Ella 2 made a joke, oh, it's going to be a battle of the Ellas. But Ella 1 does not take that very well. And she's like, no, I'm not battling for you. What? And so that just blows up in Ty's face. Ella 2 checks in with Mitch, and he says that Abby is still his number one, but he's very interested to getting to know her. And while this is happening, Abby is again talking to Jess about how she's upset that Mitch is talking to anybody, even though she tried to crack on with Scott. And Jess says, you did the same thing, so just leave it alone. That is the end of episode 44, so we're going to truck right along into episode 45. This episode starts with a whole kerfuffle between Ella 1, Ella 2, and Ty. Ella 2 is trying to get under Ella 1's skin by saying, oh, I have a history with Ty. We kissed. It's a battle of the Ellas. La, 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 la. He said, oh, it's a shame it's our last kiss. So that gets Ella 1 mad at Ty. And then Ty's upset that she's accusing him and not trusting him. So he's upset. And she's like, stop shouting at me. And it's so much drama. And I'm very overwhelmed right now. Mitch and Abby are talking. And Abby is freaking out about Ella 2. And Mitch is like, we're good, but I'm focused on you, Abby. Like, that's where my head's at because we have this previous experience together. So my head's with you, but you got to chill out. And Abby wants to, and she says, I'm going to end things with Scott just to be with you. And she also calls Ella 2 a bitch from far away as she walks past. And Mitch sees this and he's like, this is a really bad look for you, Abby. And Abby's just like, I'm crazy. Mitch says he's going to give Ella 2 a chance, and Abby says, well, you might lose me if you do this. Good riddance. Abby pulls Scott for a chat and essentially says, like, hey, I'm happy with Mitch. And he says, yeah, I was going to leave you alone because, like, you seemed happy and I didn't want to. It's fine. Like, we're cool. It's dead. Moving on. There's a montage of the bombshells grafting everybody in the villa, and then they are called to the fire pit, and the bombshells have to pick a partner. And honestly, neither one of these is a surprise. Ella steals Mitch, and Abby is pissed, and Josh steals Jess. Everybody gets like faces, and I feel really bad for Josh because he's just doing what he should, and I guess Jess gave him the impression that she was a little bit open, so he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna shoot my shot. So Sam's butthurt. Jess is like, ugh, great. I just got together with Sam after all of this, and now this just piles on. Josh tries to talk to Sam after the steal, and Sam's like, not now, bro, I'll talk to you later. And then Jess yells at Sam for being a dick to Josh, and then Jess goes and talks to Josh and says, I'm sorry for Sam, he's embarrassing. And Josh is like, don't apologize, he's just mad, but, you know, I get it, I did what I had to do. Eventually, Sam comes over and apologizes to Josh, and they're all good, so it's fine. But still, it's like mostly Sam and Jess, and then Josh is just kind of in the way, and that kind of sucks. Mitch and Abby and Ella 2. Okay, so Mitch is with Ella 2. Abby's upset, but he's kind of happy that Ella pulled him. In his chat with Abby, he says that he doesn't like the way that she's acting, her approach to this whole thing, that his head's scrambled, but he gave her time, so he deserves kind of the same respect. She says, you've made your decision, but then Mitch says that Abby is still number one. Mitch then later tells the guys that he got the ick from Abby from her behavior and calling Ella a bitch and like this like pick me attitude. He said he still has he had the ick, but she's still number one. Sam and Jess get in a fight because she's mad at Sam for being mean to Josh, and he's mad at her for giving Josh an inkling that she's open, I think. But I don't know. And she's like, I'm not your girlfriend, so I can do whatever I want. And he's like, fine. And she walks away. So I don't know. Sam and Jess they're gonna Sam and Jess. In the morning, Abby comes over to Mitch, who's just woken up, and she like kind of goes in for a kiss, and he's like, no, not right now. We'll talk later. The girls talk, and Abby is clearly upset about this. And Jess tells her to take a step back. Ella 2 sees potential with Mitch, and so she's kind of hopeful. Jess is making Sam jealous with Josh, and Ella 1 says, don't waste Josh's time. If you're just fucking around with him just to get Sam mad, like, don't do that. Don't do that. On the guy's side, Mitch tells everybody that he and Ella 2 spooned that night, and he said that he kind of got the ick from Abby the other day when she was acting all jealous and crazy. Then Locken goes right over to Whitney and tells Whitney what Mitch said about Abby about the ick. It's like telephone. Mitch tells Ella too that he wants to get to know her more so than Abby, and he said, like, I refused a kiss from her this morning, so I want to get to know you more. A lot of back and forth going on because Sam and Jess are like in the middle of a tiff. He's mad that she hasn't talked to him all day, but she's like, you can talk to me too, and he's like, yeah, but I thought you'd pull me because you were mad about the Josh and you're with Josh now. So I don't know. They're just bickering. Like I said, Sam and Jess are gonna Sam and Jess. Mitch tells Abby that he wants to get to know Ella too, and he's gonna do him, and Abby's like, okay, well, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. In the dressing room before the night party, Ella 2 tells Abby that she and Mitch were cuddling that night, and Ella 1 is like, hey, do you even like Mitch? Is this for real? Because your type supposedly was Uzi and Ty, and Mitch is not those two people at all. And Ella 2 is like, well, you don't know my type, you don't know me from anybody, so my type is my type. Awkward. But I don't think she really likes Mitch. I think she's managing him. And I don't like Abby. So Abby needs to go. That night, everybody's dressed up and they do the cheers and everything like that. Whitney tells Abby that Mitch has the ick about her. In response, Abby says, okay, well then I guess I'm going to pull Scott again. And Whitney says, no. Don't do that because you already pulled that shit with Scott. You already pulled him and then you deaded it with him. So stick to it. Don't pull him around. Abby confronts Mitch and says, hey, I heard about the ick. I'm really hurt by this. Mitch also does confirm that he did cuddle Ella in bed and that he did say the ick comment. He does say that she's still number one and that his feelings are real, though. I can't keep track. Ella 2 tries to pull Mitch in the middle of this conversation with Abby, and Abby's like, no, we're not done yet. We're having a conversation. And Ella's like, oh, well, you'll be talking to him for like a long time. And Abby's like, we're not done yet. I'll give you like 2 minutes. And then when they're done, Abby's like, he's all yours now. Whoo! Abby does say that the longer that he's talking to Ella, the more likely Abby is to leave and Mitch likely to lose Abby. And Mitch kind of is willing to risk it because Abby risked it with Scott. So he has options. And he finally says, look, I'm going to get to know her. So either you give me time to do that and decide, or you don't and you leave. Ball's in your court now. And that is where episode 45 ends. What do you guys think of this week's or last week's or last month? I don't know. I'm so far behind. What do you think about these 2 episodes of Love Island? And what do you think about the couples and all this back and forth nonsense? I'm getting tired of these people because it just is circles and nothing new is happening. And I'm getting a little bored, to be honest. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know my next recap is live because I'm going to be doing US and some other shows. So don't miss out on those. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.